You may have been hearing all about AI, but what do photographers like us really need to know about it? And how can we use it to get an edge? In this video, I'll be sharing the top AI tools for us as photographers that can help with editing, writing, and so much more to help us optimize our workflow, boost productivity, and also free up time for the things that matter the most while also having a little bit of fun. So let's dive in and chat all about this fun new world of AI. So quick disclaimer, this is not like my usual videos where I'm sharing tried and true tools that I've been using in my workflow for years or even decades. This is more just stuff I'm excited about and I'm currently testing out or planning to test out, and I want to share them with you so that you can check them out too. But you're gonna want to do your own experimenting with this, and for anybody that's already using these tools or others like them, definitely share in the comments below. I would love to hear your perspectives as we navigate this new world of AI together. First, let's talk about two tools that are really hot right now for editing. The first being Imagen AI. And when a girlfriend of mine first told me about this, and I know that she works really similar to me, I was like, stop, no freaking way. It saved thousands of dollars for her rather than sending her images out to editors that matched her style, and also shaved weeks off of her editing time. It honestly sounded too good to be true, but coming from such a trusted source, I knew I had to test out this tool. Imagen AI is essentially a photo editing tool that works with Adobe Lightroom and learns your personal style, saving you time. How it works is you upload edited images of your own into the program, about 3,000 images, so that it can learn your preferences and style across different kinds of situations and environments. The AI is smart and it uses these images to analyze them and learn your unique editing style and create a profile for you. So it does take a little bit of images to be uploaded into the system and a little bit of work up front. But after this profile is created, you can literally upload any Lightroom catalog and the AI will automatically edit the images across the entire Lightroom catalog according to your style. So this happens super quick, less than half a second per photo. And when you get the images back, you can even then do a final pass, make any tweaks to the set of images, which is actually really similar to how I sometimes work with an editor. Typically, when working with an editor, what I'll do is select images from throughout the day after culling them down and have images through different lighting situations, different parts of the day where like the editing might be a bit different, and I'll have the editor then match my images that I've edited from those different parts to match the full set of the day. So Imagen is essentially seeing how you edit in all of these different scenarios, and similar to how I was doing it, matching it across your full set. And then of course you always want to do your kind of final touches. But the cool thing is you upload that back into the editing software and it learns. So it's gonna see what you tweaked, what you changed, and over time as you work with it and upload more and more images, it's just gonna get smarter and smarter. Pricing for this starts at 5 cents a photo. So for example, a typical portrait session around 200 images would be $10, and a typical wedding around 800 images would be $40. So pretty freaking cool and also super affordable. The second tool is Aftershot. This tool is designed to automatically cull your images, narrowing down and selecting the very best ones. And it does this by detecting unwanted blinks, camera shakes, and duplicates. And on top of that, what's really cool is the AI understands composition, aesthetics, emotion, and is able to use all of this to determine the best image. And if there's multiple similar takes of the same shot, it will even choose the best one. So I have to say, while this is pretty darn cool, I actually have mixed feelings about this feature. On one end, I'm all about streamlining and optimizing our workflow so that we can really dedicate more of our times towards those things that really only we can do to grow the business. However, culling is one part of my editing workflow that I've had a difficult time letting go of because it's so personal. But the cool thing about Aftershot is it offers a lot of settings where you can really dial them in and choose how aggressive you want it to be when it comes to culling. By selecting more or less on the aggressive scale, you can really determine how many of those similar images that it keeps. So the thing that I plan to do is start with a less aggressive approach approach so that I can do then the final pass and have more say over the more artistic choices and images that are more subjective. And I really just think it's going to require some testing. But I also think that having its help with the bulk of the culling has the potential to be a very big game changer. One final thing also that I really love about this is it will recommend sneak peeks for social media. So just imagine the experience we can give our clients by pairing both of these editing tools together. We can essentially just come home from a shoot, upload the images, select our favorite sneak peeks from what it recommends, upload those into Imagen AI, and it will edit it for us based on our specific editing profile that it's determined and learned for our brand. And then voila, within maybe an hour of getting home from a shoot, we have sneak peeks to surprise our client with and provide this really wow experience for them, all while enjoying some wine and watching some Netflix. I am here for this. And last but not least, I want to talk about Lightroom's neural filters. You may have seen my video on Lightroom's masking features using AI. If not, I'll link it in the description to check out. But in a recent update, Lightroom got a major upgrade on their masking AI tools, making them even more powerful. So some of the cool new features are the masking options being upgraded for batch editing. You might have known that like one of my complaints early on about a year and a half ago when they first launched it was you weren't able to batch edits with the AI across an entire set of similar images. One of the major benefits of Lightroom is bulk editing. So this made it a lot more of a manual process to take advantage of this tool. But now you are able to copy it across multiple images to take advantage of the power of Lightroom while also copying those AI filters. And I've personally been using this a lot. So I've been creating presets with some of the common ways that I'm using these filters. And it's a great way of taking advantage without adding a ton of extra time onto your editing workflow. There's also a new object selection tool using the AI, which will, in a similar way, detect and mask objects with the brush selection tool. And what's extra cool is the new content aware remove feature, which was previously in Photoshop, but now is also available in Lightroom. So this allows you to select part of the image and have it basically delete that part of the image, and it looks to the environment to basically recreate that area. This is great for removing people, removing distractions from the background of the photo and stuff like that. While it's not perfect, especially for kind of busier backgrounds, it doesn't always do a perfect job. For more simpler backgrounds and images, it does a pretty amazing job. So this can eliminate our need to go outside of Lightroom and do tedious extra editing to remove distractions from our images. And the last really cool update is the ability to select specific areas of your subject and people. So this is like the face, the body, the skin, the eyes, the teeth, the hair. By doing this, we're able to do individual editing on specific parts of a person without having to mask it ourselves. I will say one thing that we want to be really careful with this is over editing. I think that this tool is incredible, but this is also the danger here is when we get stuff like this, we have the tendency to over edit and make people look unnatural. And I think we might begin to see a rise of is what's called dull eyes. And this is where the whites of the eyes are way over whitened in a very unnatural way. The skin is over softened. Key to using these tools right is resisting the urge to over edit and practicing restraint while, just keeping it subtle. My kind of rule of thumb is to get it to a point where it's looking good and then maybe dial it back just a little bit so you don't get that over-edited look. Really awesome that Lightroom is continuing to develop its AI, and this is really making it a power tool where we're able to do almost everything that we need all right inside one platform. So those are some of the main editing tools I've been really excited about. And next, I just briefly want to share just a couple other tools that could be helpful for streamlining other parts of our business and workflow as photographers. First is a ChatGPT, which is currently free. And unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've probably heard of this tool. It's called an advanced language model, which can essentially write papers for you, do research, summarize books, or really any other form of writing-based communication. So how can this be helpful for us as photographers? There's a million ways to use this, and really it's just gonna come down to playing and experimenting and discovering all of the uses. But I wanted to leave a couple ideas that I feel could be the most helpful for us as photographers. And one of the biggest ones is using it for content marketing. I feel like this is one of the best uses for ChatGPT for photographers because it can help with writer's block and coming up with topic ideas to create content that is going to be helpful for our ideal clients. For instance, if you are a wedding photographer, you might ask it to give you topic ideas for newly engaged brides that are related to photography. Or you can also do this for new or expecting moms if that was your photo niche. So depending on your niche, you know your ideal client and then can ask it to give specific content ideas that are relevant to them. What's cool is you can even ask it to give you an outline or ideas on what to write for the topics that it shares. So for instance, you can pick your favorite ideas, ask it to share an outline or some ideas around what to share for that. And then you can kind of take those ideas, come up with your own, add to it, and turn those into social media captions or blog posts. And while this isn't necessarily something that you need to do to be successful, adding this sort of helpful content in your posts is amazing for positioning you as an expert to your clients. It builds trust, and it also sets you apart as the go-to photographer for them. Another fun way of using it is ideal client research. One of the things that ChatGPT does is it has access to a lot of data. So the answers it gives back are going to be usually pretty generalized. But when it comes to your ideal clients, if you know a bit about them, you can input that into ChatGPT and you can say, tell me about a person that is this. And then it might be able to give you then a little bit more detailed information about that person based on those parameters. You might ask, can you tell me some of the areas that they shop? Maybe where they're browsing for photographers online, what their values are, how they like to spend their time. And you can input different questions to see what you get back. And not everything is going to be perfect for this, but it might just give you a starting place to begin researching and getting to know your ideal client on an even deeper level. One last area that I think it could be helpful is coming up with friendly wording for the frequently asked questions that you use in your business. For this, I would have the actual content come from you and just lean on the AI for ideas on how to word things in more creative ways that match the vibe that you're going for with your brand. I think it's important to note here, I don't recommend putting FAQs on your website. I share this in my video on websites, which I'll link up in the description for you guys to check out if you haven't seen that yet. What I like to do with my FAQ is put it in an email template that I can then share during the relevant part of my client experience or as any questions come up to make answering them super quick, super easy. So that's ChatGPT. Another tool that's similar is Jasper. And the major differences between Jasper and ChatGPT are ChatGPT is more of an advanced AI, but Jasper is specifically designed for content writing, making it much more easy and user-friendly to use with tons of templates. So it takes a little bit of the guesswork out of needing to ask precisely the right question, and it makes it a lot easier by simply needing to choose a category, the tone, and then adding some details and context on what you want it to write. Jasper also claims to be SEO optimized, which I think is kind of cool. However, this service is a bit on the pricier side. So it starts at $24 a month. So it might not be worth it for somebody that's not doing a lot of content writing, but it does have a free trial, which I think is the first 10,000 words. So definitely worth checking out. For both of these writing tools, I think it's important to share that while they're great for some things, it's only going to be as good as the questions you ask and the information and guidance you give it. So you're going to have to play with it a bit to get it right. And really, the less specific you are, the more generalized the responses are going to be. Also, for things such as client experience and communication, these are very nuanced. So I wouldn't lean too heavily on AI to come up with all of those solutions for you. But it can help you take something that you're already wanting to communicate and put it into the right words, along with adding a tone such as friendly so that it doesn't give you something that sounds way too robotic. At the end of the day, We are in a very heart-centered business, so I think we want to be careful about automating too much of our creative process, which can take away from our own unique voice and brand. So I don't really see these tools as a done for you service, but rather as a fun tool to give a jumping off place for researching, coming up with fresh ideas, kind of killing the writer's block. Try them out for yourself and let me know what you think. And if you have any other ideas on how to use AI editing or writing tools or any other tools that I didn't mention that I should check out, please share them below in the chat. I would love to hear about them. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video.